And if you haven't heard, Deadpool and Wolverine hits theaters on Friday. We're so happy to welcome the two superheroes at the heart of it, Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, and a big studio audience for you guys.
It's so good to be here. Kids, hi Leah, hi Summer.
I love how you start off, if you haven't heard, somewhere someone at Disney marketing went, scramble a jet. Somebody in Papua New Guinea.
Is this a Disney
who has not heard? Yeah, oh, okay. Yes, it is. It's very sophisticated.
It was actually here in 2017 that you said you were done with Wolverine.
I believed it. I believed it. I think the best lies are when you believe them yourself.
Absolutely.
I actually just thought this was, I'd done everything I could. I couldn't think of anything else. And Logan, I was so excited about it. And 3 days after announcing it, I watched Deadpool 1. And somewhere in my head, I was like, oops. Because I could see the movie. I could see Midnight Run. I could see 48 Hours, The Odd Couple, Planes, Trains, Automobile. Just these two characters, which, of course, have their own special place in comic book lore. But I could see it. And the chance to work with Ryan. So it took me a while to really come around to it. But one day, August 14th, 2022, I was driving out east. And I just, on the LIE, I went, I want to do the movie. And I pulled over and I rang Ryan because I knew he was getting ready to shoot. I thought he was shooting. And thankfully he said yes.
You remember the exact date and where you were. That tells you something.
Totally. Yep.
You got to remember that call.
When he called me, I had an absolute absence of ideas for a new movie. So I was yeah, we'd gone back and forth a bunch of times. And a lot of what we wrote in the movie really ended up being kind of an allegory for real life, you know. Deadpool entering the MCU. I think audiences care less about universes and they care more about characters and smaller groups of people. We all relate to having a sort of group of people around us that are a little bit smaller, and including Wolverine. But I was basically told that all of those characters that I'd come in with for the first two Deadpool movies were not going to be ported over to the MCU, and that ended up kind of serving as the engine for this story to a certain degree. I felt like it was kind of writing itself. And when Hugh said he would actually come, when he said he wasn't going to do it again, I had the same reaction of like, oh, come on, just when we finally put these guys together. I was so sad. But then when he made that call, also when a friend calls you in this day and age, like someone's dead.
That's right, exactly.
I was like,
it's ringing?
Hugh, are you okay? And it took 2 full sentences before I realized he was alive. And it was just like the call that quite literally changed my life, you know?
We had your director, Sean Levy, here last week, and he did great in his first network interview.
Directors on morning television? What is this? The respect is insane. I don't understand. Is this 1950s Italy? Wow, I'm so happy that
and he's impossible to live with now. It's impossible.
Yes, he is.
He's
Sean
just
is
impossible.
Yeah.
But you guys are actually showing what he said was at the heart of the movie. In some ways, it's a movie about friendship.
Yeah.
It really is. Yep, it really is. And we are genuinely great friends. I mean, I had to pinch myself every single day. In fact, we took a photo, which we don't have here to show you, but on the first day of filming of Sean, me, and Ryan, we were hugging and our foreheads were touching. And it was like, let's not forget this moment, and we have this opportunity. And the movie itself has just come out even better than I could have imagined. And I'm so glad I'm not on the cutting room floor because you threatened it every day.
Well, I would have cut Deadpool out of this movie. It would make it a better movie. But I ultimately, yeah, we recognized this as lightning in a bottle. It was a once in a lifetime opportunity, and also to do a movie that isn't necessarily a commercial for another movie. That it is a complete experience when you come to see Deadpool and Wolverine. And that was something that we had the full support of this incredible studio. It'd be fun to sit here and say, oh, Disney and Marvel, they just pushed back every step, but they were the best partners, and I chalk that up to really being prepared. We were all extremely prepared. I think we make movies responsibly, and we filter everything through the prism of communication and collaboration, and I think that should always include the people that are writing the check for the movie as well, and they were awesome. I can't believe they let us get away with it. It is a little shocking, but yeah, it was amazing.
And we can't believe that they've given us this exclusive, never before seen clip of the movie. Here it is.
So, what made you finally wear an honest-to-God costume? Mine's red, so they can't see me bleed. But I could see how yellow would be useful, too.
Have you been checked for ADHD?
But I've had several STDs, which were probably caused by ADHD.
Oh,
Good morning.
No, really.
I'm sorry.
This will be our final program on the interview, and thank you for your allegiance and loyalty for all these years.
But the yellow and blue. The yellow and blue.
Actually, when I called Ryan, literally on that phone call, he said, if we do this, it's got to be the yellow and blue. And I was like, yeah. In my head, I was like, yeah, let's try it. But it had been talked about for 24 years, but universally believed, I'm not sure if it'll work. And the moment I put it on, I remember you and I walking on set, him in the Deadpool, me in the yellow and blue, and this jaded crew that have done 100 movies. There was just, you could hear a pin drop. And it just makes sense. I can't imagine doing it any other way. In fact, I sleep in it now.
I actually said lavender body stocking. I guess he heard yellow and blue superhero suit, but whatever, 6 and 1/2.
Music's such a big part of the movie. Tell us about going to Madonna to get permission to use Prayer.
Yeah, why wasn't I invited to that meeting?
Because we wanted the meeting to be tense and last longer. You were far too likable and charming. It was that was a genuine, I thought, another once in a lifetime opportunity to talk to Madonna. I mean, she doesn't license songs, particularly like a prayer like that. And I was so nervous partly because it's Madonna, and I didn't know what to. I even asked the person who was organizing, I was like, do I say Madonna? Do I bow? Is blinking insulting? Tell me what to do here as I go in. But this song had been in my head for 6 years. Since we just finished Deadpool 2, I've been thinking about this song for a specific sequence that it appears in this movie. So I went in, just on my back foot. I was so nervous that it would be a no, but Madonna was gracious, and not only gracious, but she gave us an idea or a thought that she had musically with the piece in the movie that ended up being like a game changer.
Wow.
Who knew Madonna would have a genius level understanding of music and its application to pop culture. It was pretty damn good. And at one point she sang back a little chorus of Like a Prayer, and Sean is with me, who's like, and I'm like looking at him like, are you not realizing she is singing the song right now? To your face! It was amazing.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you guys are so great, always, but especially when you're out on a press tour. And I have Exhibit A. Exhibit A. Shall we go to, I believe this was South Korea? The Water Bomb Festival.
Oh boy.
And
right?
Yeah.
This is our job, by the way.
It is the point.
Yeah. And Ryan, your lovely wife Blake said, what does she label this? Boys Gone Wild, a Deadpool and Wolverine story. She said, that's Boys Gone Wild.
Yes.
Is that a fair assessment?
Well, I think less fair once I told her that was water. But yes, I would say that it was pretty. This is like unusual. I mean, it's one of the great treats of our job is that you get to go to these different countries and cities and cultures, and you get to have a bit of an immersion. But one thing that I'm really grateful for is that the studio sending us around gave us a little time to kind of play and see some of the sites and experience it, which I think is really important. Not just for us, but for the people that live there. You don't just go and take a picture with the one thing everyone takes a picture with. You go jump in and have some fun. So that was incredible. It was called the Water Bomb Festival.
Incredible.
And that was really
Thank you, Korea. What a brilliant idea.
He and I were walking corpses as we walked into it, because I was like, I'm so jet lagged. I don't think I can do this. And then we got out there.
And then you're out there and there's 10,000 people shooting you with a water gun.
Yeah.
Or a little water gun. I'm like, wow, I'm getting really, really wet. Like I feel like I'm under waterfall when I realized Ryan was aiming
the water cannon straight at Jackman from across the way. It was,
and then it was all bets were off.
It might have been the best moment of my life.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
By the way, this thing is removable because I might put this on my bed. This is awesome.
Are you kidding me?
Well, today is sheet washing day, and I don't have to do it.
This is a beautiful throw or shawl. Is this QVC? Let's QVC this. I can do this. Give me the graphic. Let's go. I'll be your berry dealer.
How many do we have to sell in the next hour?
We have to sell one because that's all we have.
I'm afraid we have to sell something now. We have to go to commercial break. Thank you guys for coming in. Deadpool and Wolverine hits theaters on Friday.